The gym got really busy during this session. I was kind of lucky that at the beginning it wasn't so bad, so I was at least able to record all of the sets for the initial part where I was doing tuck rows and supersetting that with elevated pike push-ups. Since I'm not really getting to a point where I want to stress much the bottom part of the range of motion on the push-ups, I was staying in the 8 or so rep range. Basically, as soon as I feel like the subscapularis progressively gets more and more fatigued as the reps progress, I want to take it a bit easier, and I don't want to get to the point where it starts giving me the tug of annoyance. And this way I managed to stay in a rep range that is still getting some work done. But the main focus of this exercise is to be able to get into those positions and challenge that range of motion without getting any sort of discomfort inside the shoulder. So it's a fine line that I'm treading at this time. But the main exercise in this superset is the tuck rows. So the first set I was able to get to 8 repetitions, and the first 5 or so were really good looking. And then from the 6th onwards, I was starting to see progressively my back kind of giving out and slowly moving downwards. But then I went to the second set and I was doing 7. And the first 5, I really feel like I am able to perform with good and clean technique. And then the last 3, it's fine. Fatigue is accumulating. I really need to tread a fine line also in the amount of reps that I'm planning to do and how strictly I want to do them, because the slower they go, then the less I'm able to do. And I think this third set is the clear example of what I'm trying to say. I knew that I was getting fatigued, so I was not going to be able to perform as many. So the first few I performed as kind of quickly as I could, but I saw a bit of swinging back and forth. So if I want to get nice and clean repetitions at this time, I cannot really perform that many. So if I'm able to progressively get to the 8 to 10 rep range from the 6 to 8 that I'm doing right now, that should be a clear indication that I am progressing in strength at least. And by this time, the gym was more packed than a can of sardines. So this next giant set that I was doing, I only recorded once. I was getting into dumbbell swings and then supersetting that straight away with some wrist curls and reverse wrist curls, and finishing it off with some Bulgarian split squats. So some unilateral work for the legs, trying to stay as upright as I could with my torso, so trying to bias the quads a little more. On swings, I ramped up to get to 32 kilos again, being very cautious on not getting too much of an explosive stretch at the back of my right knee, where the biceps femoris tendon is a bit upset still, but I wasn't really feeling much of discomfort in there. That's probably also caused by the fact that I've been doing swings for a while now, so technically speaking, I think that I am much better now than I was a while ago. And I'm also noticing that as I am fully extending the hips, I also recruit my quads to get my knees into full extension. And that's probably also mitigating that little annoyance that I was feeling occasionally in the front of the knee also. And then Bulgarian split squats. I stayed with 2 dumbbells of 12 kilos each and increased a couple of reps on each set from the last time. I want to take these very easily and progress them slowly. And then I finished off with a few handstands. They didn't look that great, but that's alright. Ciao.